But that's because you fools on other networks, which we gonna become fools next year. We be working on that network. But Oklahoma City and the Cavs been balling for 6 months.
Ain't nobody, they can't fire me. I make too much money to get fired. So they can't fire me. And first of all, they fire me, they got to pay me for 7 years, and I'm going to quit way before then. But if they want to fire me, I would love for them to do that.
Something serious is bubbling behind the scenes, and it might finally explain why Charles Barkley is making big boss moves over at ESPN, while Shannon Sharpe looks like he's unraveling in plain sight. At first, it seemed like a natural shuffle. Shannon stepping back, Charles stepping in strong. But now, things are looking way messier than anyone thought. Word on the street, jealousy, sneaky backdoor politics, and a poorly planned power grab might be the real forces behind the chaos. According to insider whispers, Shannon Sharpe may have quietly tried to derail Barkley's ESPN deal, just as his own career started taking blow after blow. With a serious lawsuit hanging over him and off-camera controversies sparking chatter, Shannon's position was already on shaky ground. Here's the twist. Despite Barkley's controversial rants, unfiltered moments, and bold jabs at ESPN itself, the network is still rolling out the red carpet for him. No punishments, no pushback, just more airtime. So the burning question is, why is ESPN going in on Barkley, while slowly nudging Shannon toward the exit? And then there are the whispers. Did Shannon really try to get Charles fired behind the scenes? Was this just career competition, or is something much deeper brewing? Insiders claim Shannon's been salty ever since Barkley started commanding more attention at ESPN. Chuck's raw honesty, bold opinions, and no-holds-barred style have been winning fans over, and not everyone's thrilled about it. When T lost those NBA rights, Barkley instantly became the top free agent in sports media, and that's allegedly when Shannon started spiraling. Already under pressure from a headline-making lawsuit tied to a woman barely out of her teens, Shannon was feeling the heat. With Barkley rumored to be taking center stage, Shannon allegedly panicked. Sources say he did everything in his power to keep Chuck from stepping into the building, straight sabotage. Word is, Shannon even started digging up dirt from Barkley's past to feed the top execs at ESPN, hoping they'd back off, but instead of pulling back, the network didn't even blink.
He said the Lakers, first of all, the Lakers have had a great 2 weeks. He said the Lakers saved the NBA season. That's because them fools on the other network, which we're going to be working for next year, that's all they talk about.
Not even a little. And here's the kicker. Most of Barkley's wildest moments aren't ancient history. They're fresh, recent, public. Yet ESPN's acting like they never happened. Let's talk numbers. In 2022, Barkley signed a jaw-dropping 10-year, $210 million deal with TNT. But even after securing that monster payday, he made it crystal clear he's not locked in for the long haul. He told everyone straight up, he might be out in 2 years. Tops. Why? Because Barkley values balance. And no matter how huge the platform, he's not about to burn himself out grinding for any network.
I've been going back and forth with TNT for the last 2 months, whether I'm gonna work 2 years or 3 years. But if I really wanted to, I could stay for 7 years, which there's no chance of that happening, zero.
To drive his point home, Chuck took a subtle dig at ESPN's notorious hustle culture, saying, "I ain't going to be working like no dog like Stephen A. Smith." That wasn't just shade, it was a clear warning. Barkley drew a firm line, making it obvious he's not signing up for ESPN's relentless grind.
I'm not taking no job, and I know how, number one, the most important thing is how much I'm going to work. That's been my biggest gripe, to be honest with you. Like, well, how much am I going to work? I mean, the notion that I'm gonna work more as I get older, that's just not gonna happen.
You'd think Barkley calling out ESPN's overwork culture would make the execs hesitate, right? Nope. Instead, they rolled out the red carpet like he was royalty, gave him a prime role in their NBA coverage, even handed over creative control. Wild, considering Chuck's never shy about speaking his mind, especially when it comes to ESPN's style. Barkley's already sounding alarms about how ESPN might wreck what made inside the NBA legendary. He's worried the vibe will disappear. Too many ads, too much structure, not enough raw, unfiltered talk. And honestly, he's not alone. Fans, sports insiders, and media critics are all saying the same. ESPN risks killing the magic. Is known for being clean-cut and corporate, polished, scripted, and tight. That works for some, but not Barkley. TNT, let him be loud, wild, and brutally honest. ESPN, they have a history of trimming personalities down until they fit the mold. That's not Chuck's lane. He even straight up mocked a TNT pilot episode, calling it the dumbest thing he'd ever seen on the record. Most would have been cut after that stunt, not Charles. He stayed locked in and untouched, and it doesn't stop there. Barkley went after ESPN again, this time for hyping Anthony Edwards as the league's next big star before he'd proven himself in playoff fire. That kind of blunt jab would have benched other hosts, but not Barkley. No suspension, no public warning. just more airtime and business as usual.
I've been telling y'all that for 2 months. Hey, ESPN, I love you guys. Don't try to make Anthony Edwards the face of the NBA. The face of the NBA is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Joker, and Giannis. You can't give it to people. They have to take it.
Now picture Shannon Sharpe's position. Reportedly, he was close to locking in a massive $100 million contract. Then everything came crashing down. The lawsuit, the messy IG Live moment, and whispers of drama behind ESPN's closed doors. Meanwhile, right in the middle of all this, Charles Barkley strolls in fresh off criticizing ESPN's ways. Yet still gets promoted, protected, almost worshipped like he's untouchable. So yeah, it's no wonder Shannon might be feeling salty. The double standard is loud and clear. And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, insiders say once Barkley caught wind that Shannon allegedly tried to mess with his ESPN deal, he clapped back on air, joking he's too expensive to fire.
Ain't nobody, they can't fire me. I make too much money to get fired. So they can't fire me. First of all, they fire me, they got to pay me for 7 years, and I'm going to quit way before then. But if they want to fire me, I would love for them to do that.
And no, that wasn't just ego talking. That comment hit like a grenade. It wasn't just bold. It was a clear message. Barkley was flexing, making sure everyone knew exactly how valuable he is to ESPN right now. And that's when the real tension starts to boil. Instead of cleaning up his own image, Shannon's reportedly throwing punches behind the scenes, aimed straight at Chuck. But honestly, it looks more like desperation than a plan. Word is, once Charles caught wind of the alleged sabotage, he didn't stay quiet. Sources say he told his close circle flat out, he's not playing into Shannon's little games. Barkley's not one for boardroom drama, but when he's mad, you'll know. So, while Barkley's out here locking multi-year deals, staying on screen, and chilling like a boss, Shannon's career is quickly turning into a crash course in self-sabotage.
Let me tell y'all something.
Tell me something.
And first of all, I want all the smoke. I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard or anything like that.
I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard.
Right.
I like that.
Hey,
one.
man.
I'm stealing that one.
The Lakers are doing great.
Now, let's get to the real fire. The $50 million lawsuit that flipped everything upside down. A woman named Gabriella Zinga came forward, accusing Shannon Sharpe of serious misconduct and threatening behavior, claiming she was barely legal when their alleged relationship started. It was explosive. Whether all details are out or not, the damage to Shannon's reputation was immediate. But wait, it didn't stop there. Just weeks before the lawsuit dropped, Shannon went live on Instagram and totally forgot to log off. What the camera caught, let's just say it wasn't a good look. People were quick to call it.
The audio can be heard.
That live stream behavior had folks raising eyebrows even more. It gave the internet all the ammo needed to question what's really going on with him. The backlash was fast and brutal. One user didn't hold back, saying Shannon ruined his own career and has no one to blame but himself. Another chimed in, sounds like Shannon's mad because they gave Barkley his raise. That jealousy talk, it's spreading like wildfire online. And here's the thing, it's not just noise. When people look at Charles Barkley, they see a legend. Love him or hate him, he's consistent, funny, and unapologetically real. He's been that way for years, and that kind of longevity means a lot in this business. What's really got everyone buzzing? Barkley isn't showing up at ESPN solo, he's bringing the whole inside the NBA crew with him. That means Shaq, Kenny Smith, Ernie Johnson, even the TNT production team are moving over. Same set, same wild energy, same raw vibe, just with a fresh ESPN logo on it.
Like I said, even though the name changes, the engine is still the same. And to that new network we coming to, we're not coming to F around. And since it's the last show, I'm gonna say it. We're not coming to F around. We kicking ass, we taking names, and we taking over.
Now that's a takeover. While Shannon was scrambling to keep his spot, Barkley was busy orchestrating a full-blown takeover. Let's be honest, ESPN didn't just sign one man, they brought in a whole movement. This isn't just a promotion. It's starting to look like a full replacement. Insiders are buzzing that Barkley's new show is about to become the face of ESPN's next big NBA era. And guess who might get pushed aside? Yep, Shannon, and maybe a few others who've been holding things down. Mix that with rumors. Barkley's gaining some say in who gets airtime with him next. And what do we have? Power, influence, leverage. All the things Shannon Sharpe once held are slipping away fast. And here's the craziest part. There's a theory gaining steam that ESPN actually wants this drama to play out. Think about it. Controversy drives attention, messy headlines keep viewers hooked, and the Shannon versus Barkley saga has been trending nonstop. ESPN might be sitting back, letting the tension build while the views and cash keep rolling in. Meanwhile, Shannon's image keeps taking hit after hit, and what's he doing? Reportedly getting salty behind the scenes, upset that his paycheck doesn't match Barkley's deal, and feeling iced out since the lawsuit drama broke. People online aren't holding back either. They're saying stuff like, Come on, Shaw. Chuck isn't out here chasing barely legal young girls. He earned. Hispano lost yours. That's brutal, but it's the talk everywhere. Here's where it gets messier. Rumor has it, Shannon's pointing fingers behind closed doors, blaming someone else for his downward spiral, and not just anyone. Word is, he's throwing shade at Shaquille O'Neal. That's the plot twist no one saw coming. Shaq and Charles? Barkley slid right into the spot Shannon thought was his. TNT lost the NBA rights, but Shaq and Chuck landed clean at ESPN's table, the very seat Shannon was eyeing like it was already his. Instead of locking down his spot, he's watching rivals get the spotlight. If you've been paying attention, you know there's been low-key tension between Shannon and Shaq for years. Petty shade on air, sly jabs in interviews, Instagram shots fired back and forth. It's been bubbling beneath the surface down now. It looks like Shaq may have played the long game and won. Just weeks ago, an audio clip leaked and shook people up. It allegedly caught Shaq talking to a well-known media fixer, someone with a rep for digging dirt on public figures. Ooh, oh, let me work on that one right quick. That's a tough one, comes the reply. In the clip, a voice sounding like Shaq says, "Find me something real on Shannon. I know it's there. I want the stuff that sticks." That feels calculated. Not long after the audio surfaced, Shannon's lawsuit exploded in the headlines and everything started falling apart. Coincidence? Or someone pulling strings? You decide. Either way, it was the perfect storm. Shannon was already catching heat for off-camera behavior, and this poured gasoline on the fire. Now, ESPN execs are watching it all unfold. Publicly, they're backing Shannon for now, but behind closed doors, word is they're already pushing him out. Barkley's new NBA show is fully greenlit, and rumors say he'll have major say in choosing his on-air talent lineup. Translation: Shannon Sharpe could be staring at the chopping block while his rivals settle into seats he thought were his. Think about it. Why hold on to someone drowning in negative headlines when you've got Charles Barkley, basically ratings gold? ESPN's clearly betting on personality-driven content. That's why they locked in Pat McAfee. That's why Stephen A. Smith is everywhere, all the time. And now Barkley is their next big play. Insiders say Barkley's name is stamped all over ESPN's internal pitch decks. He's the everyman voice of the NBA, the guy who cuts through corporate polish, calls out the fake and still commands dollars, and that's where Shannon's insecurity kicks in. Instead of fixing his own situation, he's reportedly spending more time throwing shots at Chuck, but it's coming off desperate, not smart. So what's next? Charles Barkley's chilling. He's already said he plans to retire in a few years. But until then, he's riding this ESPN wave straight to the bank. And let's be real, he's not losing sleep over Shannon, not even close. God, as for Shannon, if he doesn't get ahead of this lawsuit and start cleaning up his public image, things could spiral fast. It's already looking like the start of a fall from grace. He had the spotlight, momentum, and deals, but now it's slipping still. Let's keep it real. This might not be the end for Shannon. He's got name recognition. He's got a fan base. If he can weather this storm and refocus, he might just pull off a serious comeback, think Joe Budden style. But one thing's clear, that prime ESPN seat he once had, it's looking shaky right now. So here's the real question. Was Shannon Sharpe actually trying to take down Charles Barkley behind the scenes? Or is this just a wild rumor used to distract from his own messy downfall? Is ESPN making the right move going Elon on Barkley? Or are they playing a risky game, betting everything on one big personality? And the biggest question of all, can Shannon make a comeback? Or did he really fumble the biggest bag of his career for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This situation's getting extra spicy, and we gotta break it all down. You hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone following the drama. Don't forget to tap the notification bell so you don't miss the next wild twist in this media shakeup. Get you on the next one.